Hello everyone, this video... Hello everyone, this video was about to be how to not break your pinky finger. Obviously that didn't happen, so we're gonna talk about blisters instead. Let's do it. If you're new here, my name is Ted. I do tons of reviews and the occasional adventure. 2 years ago I walked the bigger part of the entire Swedish mountain range and I got tons of blisters, but I also learned a lot, and I want to share a couple of my tips with you here today. To my help, I have the fine folks in the comment section who will tell me I'm wrong and tell me that they would do things in a completely different way. That's fine. You should try and see what's best for you. And in the comment section, we will probably find the common ground of what is best. So be sure to check there as well. I got a bunch of good people writing really good stuff there. So if you're one of those people, please help out and give your 2 cents on how you would do it, and then we can all get wiser. So there's essentially 4 things that I want to talk about. Those will be shoes, socks, time, and treatment. Let's start with shoes. Of course, having the right type of shoe or boot for your adventure is crucial if you want to avoid getting blisters. It's also important to break them in before you actually go on the main adventure and you start light with pretty much no pack at all, and then you can just walk a little bit, see how they feel, see if they actually fit you. And then you progress and you add on the backpack and you load up more and more as you go along. And then another thing to consider when you buy a pair of trekking shoes or boots is to get the right size. And that does not necessarily mean that you get the size that you have in your normal pair. For instance, I would go up 1 or 2 sizes, and then I would go find the widest shoe I could find, because I got wide feet. So I want my toes to be able to move freely, and they tend not to do that if I just go with my regular size. And then you want to be able to fit 1 or 2 pairs of socks inside as well, so you want that extra wiggle room. But crucial, I would say, would be for your toes to be able to move freely. And when you're out on a hike, it's not always that you just bring 1 pair. You usually bring a pair for water crossings. That could be just flip-flops, or I got these sandals. I actually walk a little bit with these ones as well. This is a great way to strengthen your feet because they have no cushioning. You saw them. Less is more. I made a full review on the channel as well on these. These are from Luna sandals. I really enjoy these type of sandal because it allows my foot to move in a natural way. My toes can spread out freely. When I'm walking on the beach, I would even go less. I would just take these ones off and just walk bare feet, again, to strengthen your feet and underneath, and strengthen the lower parts of your leg as well. This is also very crucial for when you're going on a hike in the mountains and you have a heavy load on and you want to have that extra balance. So when you're wearing a hiking boot, remember that it's support. It's only support. It's not there to replace the strength of your feet or your legs. So really practice that beforehand, because you're going to walk a long way and there's going to be plenty of steps and many different risk for you to fall or take a misstep. When it comes to socks, which is the next crucial part for you to avoid blisters, there's tons of different variations. I actually got sent a couple of pairs from subscribers from Australia and from the UK, so I'm very thankful for that. And I decided to try them out, so I walked 10Ks with 12 to 13 kilograms of weight just to see if there was any difference. So yeah, as I mentioned before, I have pretty wide feet, so I chose to do this thing with the Handwag Banks SF Extra. So they are extra wide here in the front, just like my feet. So the socks that I'm using for this round is the Injinji, and this is of course the liner plus the hiker. This is the hiker pair of the Injinji socks, and then underneath it's a toe sock like this. I can honestly say I'm not used to using these, but I am very impressed indeed from this first experience. And these are especially good, of course, if you get blisters in between your toes. They were sent to me by my buddy Jake Lynn all the way from Australia. I'm really thankful for that, Jake. It was really impressive to try them out. But so far, I think this could be a really good contender for the #1 spot. Welcome back. This is round 2. I just finished the mile or the 10K, so we're at the same spot that we were last time. It's today we're taking a closer look at Armaskin. So I'll show you them right now. And obviously everything is the same shoes, same everything except the socks, of course, same weight on the backpack and everything. So the Armaskin is not the first pair that you can see here. This is just like an outer pair from Smartwool, but this thing right here, slightly different approach that I'm used to, at least. The fabric is kind of sticky on the inside, and then you can see it's pretty, yeah, almost like a wetsuit kind of thing. And then on the outside, it's sort of slippery, I suppose. And noticed, you can see here the outside of the sock, you can notice that the seams are all on the outside around the whole foot. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe that I have friends. It's partially true, but this pair was actually sent to me by or from Martin from the UK. He has a Instagram and a YouTube channel, I believe, as well. It's bilmark.co.uk. You can find that. I follow him, so you should be able to see it there. We also met, so I'm going to throw the picture up right there. We met in Scotland last year, so great guy. I just want to say, or take the time to say thanks, Martin. It's totally different to try these ones out, but so far they've been awesome. I don't feel a thing. And as you can tell, they're designed to be used as a layer, and then you use your normal socks, as they say it on their own website, above. So depending on what you're doing, you might want to have thicker or thinner socks, but you can just choose from your own desire, and we just have these ones underneath. So in order for you to get a blister, 3 things need to occur. There need to be heat, there need to be moisture, and there need to be friction. There's a couple of things you can do to prevent that from happening. The easiest thing would be to take regular breaks. This is very underrated, and it's not always a possibility. If it's pouring down with rain and you don't have a great place to stop and you don't want to get wet or cold, might not be the optimal place to stop. But in that case, you want to still have fresh feet, so when you face those harder situations, you can push on a little bit above your limit and then take a break once you find shelter. But that comes back to taking regular breaks before and training your feet and strengthening your feet underneath, so they have a little bit of conditioning before you head out on the main adventure and you face these type of different challenges. So again, you can avoid getting blisters. So really, really important, taking regular breaks. And what is a regular break then? I tend to stay moving for roughly an hour. 45-50 minutes in, I start to look for a campsite, or just a place to stay or stop, or a campsite if that's the case. And then you stop, you put your feet up high, you take off your boots and socks and air them out, air everything out, even dry out the insole. You can take that out, let everything just breathe. And then you do that for the entire part of your trek to maintain everything as fresh as possible. So again, when you enter the tougher situations where you don't have the option to stop, you can push through and it will not be the end of the world. With all of those things taken care of, you could still get a blister because something could happen. You could twist your foot and you have to walk in a different way, or anything can happen when you're out on an adventure. So there are still some treatment measures that you need to be able to do if you were to get a blister. There's different opinions whether you should punch a hole in the blister or not. If you ask me, I would definitely do that. I do that all the time, and not just a little hole, because that will grow together again and heal up pretty quick, and then all the liquid and all the juices, the nice stuff will be there again, and you want to sort of avoid that. At least I do. I prefer to punch a big hole in the blister. I use a nail clipper or whatever and cut a big hole. It's not a pleasant experience, but it's way better to do that, I think, than to walk around with a blister that will just keep growing. And you need to get the juices out of there so it can be flattened down and dried up. And then obviously, once you got a blister, you can use Compeed and that type of thing to avoid making it worse, or even before you get them, you tape your feet, do all those sort of preparations. Cut your nails, you don't want to have too long nails. You could also get a lot of dirt under your nails. And then when you stop for the day, if you're close to water source, dip your feet in the water. If it's cold, the colder it is, the better. They can shrink down. When you rest, when you take a break, you keep your feet high, and obviously keep your feet clean. That goes without saying. When you arrive to camp at night, you might trek in 1 pair of socks or 2 pairs of socks. Take them off and put on a completely different pair, or just go without socks for the night if you can. That's again a way for your feet to just get back to normal size and just be refreshed again. If it's a really warm summer day like now and you got a heavy load and you're walking for miles and miles, it could be nice to use baby powder or powder. You put powder on your foot or in the sock, it's whatever you choose, and then that will also help your foot to stay a little bit drier. But that's something that you need to do constantly throughout the hike or throughout the day. When you stop, put more powder, again, to keep everything fresh. Another easy thing to forget is to adjust the laces while you're on the trail. It could be important just to keep them tightened. If that's the case, if you're going for a long distance, you want to do that. And then if you're going up and down, you might want to adjust the laces in those occasions as well. All right, folks, so that's pretty much all the tips I got for now, I think. I'm sure there will be more. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As per usual, I had a lot of fun doing this. It's been a while. I know my hand has been a little bit messed up, so now I'm slowly coming back. And we got a big adventure coming soon too. So stay tuned for that. See you guys in the next one. Take care.